What's up, guys and girls? It's Daley here in the Caribbean. Let's take a quick look at what we can expect across the Atlantic Basin regarding tropical development in the coming days. We'll also take a quick look out in the Eastern Pacific Basin as well. All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. My friends, we are now looking at infrared satellite imagery of the Atlantic Basin and portions of the Eastern Pacific Basin. Now, we still have Invest 93L, however, which is by the Gulf. However, it's not looking like it's going to be doing too much except being a pretty big rainmaker, but it could potentially still intensify into a tropical depression. Even those chances are getting relatively low. Let's jump over and take a look at the National Hurricane Center update from 7:36 a.m. on Thursday, July 17th. The chances of development have decreased to 30%. The northern Gulf Coast is where Invest 93L is located. Again, Invest is an area under investigation for cyclonic development by the National Hurricane Center. So the National Hurricane Center has noted that the broad low pressure area over the northern Gulf is located just south of the coast of Mississippi. The shower and thunderstorm activity remains disorganized. So we'll look at the satellite image in just a minute. But some development could occur before the system moves westward into Louisiana later today on Thursday or tonight. But again, the chance of developing into a tropical depression are relatively low. But heavy rainfall, localized flash flooding are possible. It's really important if you're along the Gulf to still take this seriously. We've seen devastating floods recently across the South in general, Texas areas across the South. Flash flooding is incredibly dangerous. Do not let your guard down, even if this system does not intensify into a tropical depression or a tropical storm. Let's quickly jump over to look at the infrared satellite imagery of Invest 93L. As I often say, infrared satellite imagery is measuring the temperature of the tops of clouds. Where we see darker colors are higher and colder cloud tops, typically indicative of stronger convection. So this system is really disorganized, but there's a lot of rain happening. So again, flash flooding is possible, my friends. Do not let your guard down. Please be safe out there and follow the National Hurricane Center. Please make sure you also hit subscribe on this channel. I really appreciate it. Finally, I'm going to show you the Global Tropics Hazards Outlook as I did in my previous video. No development is expected in the Atlantic Basin anyway, basically into early August. Aside from what's going on in the Gulf, we'll have some chances of development over in the Eastern Pacific. Now, the one caveat to this is that the National Hurricane Center did note that if certain environmental factors come together, we actually could see some development begin to tick up across the main development region in the Atlantic Basin around the beginning to middle of August. That's starting to approach the peak of hurricane season towards September. So this is when we really, really have to keep an eye out for everything. But every day, keep an eye out on the forecasts. I will be here in the Caribbean helping to keep you informed and hopefully helping to keep you staying safe. And as always, I will keep an eye on the tropical skies come rain or shine. Thank you so much for watching, my friends.